In last video we have started radiations. In radiation we have taken first Prevost heat exchange theory, second Kirchhoff law of radiation, third we have taken Wien's displacement law. So today we'll study Stephen's Boltzmann's law. Before going to that, see, in the Wien's displacement law we have studied that whenever a body is heated, the heated body is emitting the radiations of all possible wavelengths. It is emitting the radiations of all possible wavelengths, but intensity of all wavelengths are not same. When we draw a graph of intensity of emitted radiations and wavelength, it is found that the graph was like this. It means at certain wavelength, say lambda maximum, the intensity is more. So later we found that this lambda max depends on temperature inversely, right? That was called as Wien's displacement law. But today, see, later in the same Wien's displacement law we have seen that when we take the area under this curve will give you total intensity of the radiations, that is total energy emitted per second per unit area, and it is found that this is directly proportional to fourth power of the temperature. Okay, so today this itself is called as Wien's displacement law. Today we are studying this as a Wien's displacement law. Okay, so what is this Wien's displacement law? According to Wien's displacement law, energy emitted by a body per second per unit area, that is called intensity, that I am writing in energy emitted per unit area per second by a perfect black body is directly proportional to fourth power of the absolute temperature. Next, you know that this Q by T means it is nothing but rate of emission of radiations. This rate of emission of radiation is called as a power, proportional to A into T to the power 4. And to remove this proportionality sign, we are adding a constant called sigma A into T to the power 4. So this is called as the power radiated by a perfect black body. Here this sigma, I am calling it as a proportionality constant, sigma. This proportionality constant is called as Stephen's constant. Stephen's constant. This is called as a Stephen's constant. And for this Stephen's constant, what is a SI unit? SI unit as well as value. See, SI unit I want for this, so we have to bring these two down and arrive its unit. Okay, I don't want to write in detail. Already you have studied how to arrive SI unit in first topic of this PUC first year. So direct I will write it's a watt per meter square per Kelvin raised to 4, and its value is 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 watt per meter square per Kelvin raised to 4. And this is easy to remember. Value is easy to remember, that is 5678. Okay, next. So as I told you, this formula is applicable only for, it is not applicable for all. So because it is called as a law, law means it has limitation. It is applicable. It is applicable. The power emitted by a hot body is equal to this formula, is applicable only when the emitting body is a perfect black body. Emitting body is a perfect black body, then only this is applicable. If the body is not perfectly black, we cannot use this. And second one, it is applicable only when body is only emitting the rays, not absorbing. Means it is applicable only when body is emitting the light, emitting the radiations, not absorbing. Emitting, not absorbing. Net absorbing. Okay. But you know, these two are practically not possible today, because as I told you in last video, in our nature we don't have 100% perfect black body. Second, it is also not possible because I told every body absorbs the radiation as well as emit the radiations. So hence both are not practically possible. Then what to do is the question. Then here for the same formula we are modifying, that is for bodies other than perfect black bodies. For bodies other than perfect black bodies. So power radiated is given by E sigma A T to the power 4. Here we are taking E. So this E is nothing but emissivity of a body. Emissivity of a emitting body. But question arises, what is this emissivity? What is emissivity? Then you know, emissivity means, you must remember, emissivity means emissive power of a body. Emissive power of a body divided by emissive power of perfect black body. Emissive power of perfect black body, right? So we know that according to Kirchhoff law, good absorbers are good emitters. Good absorbers are good emitters. So perfect black body is a good absorber, means it absorbs all the radiations incident on it. You know, when it absorbs all the radiation, that also emits all radiations. Hence, it is highest for all in all bodies. It is highest. Hence, I can say emissive power of perfect black body is always greater than emissive power of other bodies. Means based on this, I can say this emissive power of all other bodies, emissive power of all other bodies is always less than 1. So therefore, possible values of emissive power is greater than or equal to 0 or less than or equal to 0. You know, this emissive power is equal to 1 for perfect black bodies. Okay, so it means we have eliminated our first practical difficulty. Next, bodies not absorbing. Means if body is not absorbing the external radiations, then it is a formula. But question, when it is absorbing, what happens? Then simple. See, just now I said for other bodies, other than perfect black bodies, the power emitted by the body, power emitted by the body is equal to emissive power, Stephen's constant, area, T to the power 4, where T is the temperature of the body. We know that whenever we have a body whose temperature is T and outside temperature is T naught, then it emits the radiation according to the temperature T and absorbs the radiation according to the temperature T naught. That I discussed in Prevost heat exchange theory. I told if T is greater than T naught, it emits more, absorbs less. If T less than T naught, then it absorbs more, emits less. This I discussed in last video. So now, when surrounding temperature is T naught, then power absorbed by the body, power absorbed by the body is E sigma A T naught raised to 4. Then net power emitted by the body, net power emitted by the body. Next we can see net power emitted by the body is given by, direct I want to write, P net is equal to P emitted minus P absorbed. If you substitute these two equations here, then net power can be written as emissivity of the body, Stephen's constant, A surface area of the emitting body, in bracket temperature of the surrounding raised to 4 minus temperature of the body raised to 4 minus temperature of the surrounding raised to 4. So today we are using this formula regularly. Okay, so please note down this. So our next heading is Newton's law of cooling. Newton's law of cooling. Newton's law of cooling. Actually, its proof is not necessary here, even though just for I need 5 to 10 minutes, I will complete. Then we'll go for questions. See, as we have seen that whenever a hot body, consider we have a hot body. This is the hot body of temperature T and its surrounding temperature is T naught. T naught. According to just now we have seen Stephen's Boltzmann's law, the power emitted power emitted by the body is given by emissivity, Stephen's constant, area in bracket temperature of the body raised to 4 minus temperature of the surrounding raised to 4. Okay, so we know that this power is nothing but rate of emission of radiations. Emission means the body, remember, when it is emitting the radiation, it loses the energy. Directly I can say it is a rate of loss of energy. Rate of loss of energy. Here this I can say dq by dt. It is equal to E sigma A T to the power 4 minus T naught to the power 4. So we know that since energy of a body, heat energy of a body is given by mass of the body into specific heat into change in temperature. Change in temperature. Okay, so this I can say, if I take change in, whenever a body emits heat energy, change in heat energy is given by m into s into change in temperature. Okay, and one more thing I want to mention here. So we know that this difference in the temperature of body and surrounding is written as T minus T naught. It is a difference in the temperature of hot body and the surrounding. Now dq can be written as m s into dt divided by dt is equal to emissivity, Stephen's constant, area. Okay, so this I want to write it as T naught plus delta T raised to 4 minus T naught raised to 4. Now send ms this side. dt by dt is equal to emissivity, Stephen's constant, area. So divided by mass into specific heat. Here I can say T naught to the power 4 outside. It becomes 1 plus delta T by T naught minus T naught to the power 4. This is also raised to 4. Okay, this I can take that side. dt by dt is equal to emissivity, Stephen's constant, area by mass into specific heat. In these two, T naught raised to 4 can be taken common. Here I will reduce one step. So we know that here somewhere I will write x plus y raised to n. According to binomial expansion, I can write x plus, especially it will be 1. 1 plus y raised to n can be written as 1 plus. This power will be multiplied to the second term, ny. Based on this I told many times in the previous classes. So here 1 as it is, plus while expansion this power is multiplied to second term, 4 delta t by t naught, minus already this t naught is taken out, minus 1. This get cancels. Then finally I can say dt by dt is equal to E sigma A T naught raised to 4 by ms into 4 into delta T by T naught. See, suppose here for a given body, this remains constant. Hence, directly I can say dt by dt proportional to delta t. Delta t is nothing but difference in the temperature of the body and its surrounding. That is the rate of change of temperature. Rate of change of temperature is directly proportional to difference in the temperature of the body and its surrounding. This conclusion is called as Newton's law of cooling. It is called as a rate of cooling of a body is directly proportional to difference in the temperature of the body and its surrounding. Okay, so whatever may be we have derived but not necessary. Try to remember this final expression here. So now I will explain the necessary information to solve problems. See, this is the change in the temperature divided by time. Suppose the problem will be given here. This is the hot body. Initially the temperature theta initial, and after cooling its a temperature becomes theta final. Then this change in the temperature is theta initial minus theta final divided by time taken to change this temperature. Say time taken is t, is equal to remove the proportionality sign, I can put a constant k. But question arises, what is this? This is nothing but temperature of the body minus T naught. This temperature of the body is not constant, it is changing from theta I to theta f. Then question arises, what is this? Which we have to take. Sorry. Then answer is, we have to take average of these two. That is, here temperature of the body initially plus temperature of the body final divided by 2 minus temperature of the surrounding. This is most important final expression of the heading. Means whatever I want to take is this. Actual law is this, and it's this form is required to solve the problems. Okay, please note down. See, when we draw a graph of change in temperature versus time and land, so it is, I think it's not necessary to explain more. If you draw change in temperature versus time, the graph will be like this. If you draw the graph of land of change in temperature versus time, I told whenever it is this curve, when you take ln of this, it will be a straight line, right? So it is a theta initial, this will be theta final. This is theta initial, it will be theta final. Okay, please note on this. Based on this, we can solve questions. Okay, today we will discuss some previously appeared problems on Wien's displacement law, Stefan's Boltzmann's law, as well as Newton's law of cooling. Right? So, first problem is from NEET 2015. On observing light from three different stars, P, Q, and R, it was found that intensity of violet color is maximum in the spectrum of P. So we have three stars. We have three stars, P, Q, and R. So we are taking spectrum of all three stars. In the spectrum of P, intensity of violet color is maximum. Lambda maximum is violet. Okay. Violet. The intensity of green color in the spectrum of R. So in the spectrum of R, green color carries maximum intensity. And intensity of red color is maximum in the spectrum of Q. Here, red color is carrying maximum intensity. If temperature of P, Q, and R is given as, here temperature of P is Tp, temperature of Q is Tq, temperature of R is Tr, then it can be concluded from above observation that here temperature is mentioned, the color which carries maximum intensity is mentioned. We have to obtain the relation. So we know that this color gives information about lambda. It means indirectly we need relation between the lambda and temperature. This relation between the lambda and temperature is given by Wien's displacement law. According to Wien's displacement law, temperature or the wavelength which carries maximum intensity is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature. So, according to our known fact, we know that lambda of red greater than lambda of green greater than lambda of violet. So, we know that this lambda and temperatures are inversely proportional. T, like this, reverse. So, this violet color is for T and green is for R and red is for Q. Therefore, final conclusion, temperature of T greater than temperature of R greater than temperature of Q. It means first option is correct. Second, please read the problem. Actually, in the last video, I solved this problem, but unfortunately that video was deleted. So in that video, I solved in different way. But simple way I will go. A black body is at a temperature of 5760. Temperature of a black body is given by 5760 Kelvin. The energy of radiation emitted by the body at wavelength 250 nanometer. So when energy U1 is emitted for 250 nanometer, energy U2 is emitted for 500 nanometer and energy U3 is emitted for 1000 nanometer. As we know, by prediction method I can say, whenever it is emitting the radiation means it is emitting energy also. Therefore, there is no question of becoming zero. Hence, first option and second options are not at all possible. Only possibility is C or D. Okay, so here also we know that temperature is given and wavelength is asking. Temperature and wavelength relation is given by this formula, that is lambda is equal to Wien's constant into temperature. Okay, so already Wien's constant is given, lambda is given, and using temperature we have to see which wavelength is carrying maximum intensity. This 2.88 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, so divided by temperature is 5760. Okay, hope you can. I think it's a N, nano means 10 to the power minus 9. Okay, this 10 to the power minus 9. Hope you can simplify this. This I can say it is 1, 2, 3. So 2880 into 10 to the power 3. I am taking this as 1000. 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 5.76 into 10 to the power 3 nanometer. Okay, so this cancel. Hope it will be just if you divide, you can get the answer. Right? Assume for a minute, if I take it as a 6, it is 3000. So just approximation, if I take it is 3000 and it is 6 nanometer, means it is around 500 nanometer. The wavelength of 500 nanometer is carrying maximum intensity or energy. This 500 is corresponding to U2. Therefore, here U2 is greater than U1. Hence, fourth option is correct. Third, a spherical body with a radius of 12 centimeter, radius 450 watt power at 500 Kelvin. If radius were held and temperature is doubled, the power radiated in that would be, in watt we have to mention. So here power radiated is asking. We know that power radiated is given by emissivity, Stephen's constant, area into T to the power 4. So since it is a spherical body, E sigma as it is 4 pi r square T to the power 4. Okay, so we know that in this problem emissivity means body is not changing, hence its emissivity remains same. Stephen's constant always remains constant. 4 and pi r also remains constant. Hence power is directly proportional to r square into T to the power 4. Here also you can say, right, that is, here radius is held, temperature is doubled, means it is power 4, it is power 2, means ultimately it increases only. Even you can calculate P dash by P is equal to R dash by R whole square, T dash by T raised to 4. It is given that radius is held, means R dash is equal to R by 2 and T dash is equal to temperature is doubled, 2 times of T. Okay, now you can mention, so P dash by P means it is 450, okay, keep in mind. R dash by R means 1 by 2. 1 by 2 whole square. T dash by T means it is 2 raised to 4. So after simplification you get 1800 watt. Please simplify yourself. See question number 4. The power radiated by a black body is B and it radiates maximum energy at wavelength lambda naught. If the temperature of a black body is now changed so that it radiates maximum energy at wavelength 3 by 4 lambda naught, the power radiated becomes n times of P. The value of n is okay. See, the power radiated by the black body. The power radiated by the black body is P. Then when its temperature is T, it emits a radiation of maximum intensity lambda naught. And now if temperature of the black body is now changed, temperature is changed, we don't know what is this, I'll call it as T dash. Then wavelength which carries maximum intensity is 3/4 times of lambda naught. Then this P dash is becoming n times of T. Then what is the value of n is the question. Means power is asking. What is the expression for power? Just now in the previous problem I told for the same body, power is directly proportional to even r square raised to t, r square into t to the power 4. Here radius is also same, hence body remains same, hence radius remains same. Therefore P directly proportional to t to the power 4. So P dash by P can be written as T dash by T to the power 4. Here T is known but T dash is unknown. It means indirectly we want T dash by T. Means we want T. Lambda is mentioned. Means once again we want relation between T and lambda. You know here the relation between T and lambda is given by Wien's displacement law. That is lambda is inversely proportional to the temperature. Or directly I can write T dash by T is equal to reverse lambda by lambda naught. Okay. Lambda means final. Okay, final. 3 lambda, sorry, T dash means it is lambda dash, I will write. It is lambda means it is like a lambda, it is like lambda dash. Okay, it is lambda naught. Lambda dash means instead of divided by 5 multiplied is 4 by 3 lambda naught. Okay, this is T dash by T. This lambda naught get cancelled. Then T dash by 3 is nothing but 4 by 3 to the power 4. So this P dash is given as n into P by P. Simplify, you get your answer. I think it's a 256 by 81. Okay, maybe first option. Question number 5. Read the problem. A black body at 227 degrees Celsius, temperature is mentioned. 227 degrees Celsius. Radiates heat at the rate of 7 unit calorie centimeter square per second. At the temperature of 727 degrees Celsius, heat of radiated will be. Means when temperature is 727 degrees Celsius, then what is the heat radiated is a question. Okay, rate of heat radiated means indirectly power is asking. If P is 7, here P is asking. Suppose if I say T dash, it will be P dash. Okay, it's very easy. As we know, we want power and temperature relation. According to Stephen's Boltzmann's law, power radiated is directly proportional to fourth power of the temperature. So P dash by P is equal to, so you must remember that these should be in Kelvin. P dash by T to the power 4. Okay, so it will be, just to convert into Kelvin, means it will be 500 Kelvin, it is 1000 Kelvin. Okay, maybe your answer will be P dash by 7 is equal to 2 to the power 4. Simplify, I think you get 112. Okay, check it once again. Next, two spherical bodies of radii R1 and R2 with the temperatures T1 and T2 respectively radiates the same power. R1 by R2 must be. Once again, the problem is on Stefan-Boltzmann's law. So power radiated is equal to emissivity, Stefan's constant, area, since it is a spherical, area of sphere is 4 pi r square into T to the power 4. Here T is given, R is asking. Means we want relation between T and R. Okay, so bring all one side. R square is equal to P divided by E, Stefan's constant, 4 pi T to the power 4. Since in this present problem this much is constant, so R square is inversely proportional to T to the power 4, or R inversely proportional to, take root on both sides, it will be temperature square inversely. We want R1 by R2. It is a common square. Since it is inversely, it will be T2 by T1. Okay. Therefore, it is second option. See here, two bodies A and B having equal surface area are maintained at temperature 10 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius. The thermal radiations emitted in a given time by A and B are in the ratio. Means ratio of thermal radiations emitted is the question. Okay, I will take the same formula here. See, power is equal to Q by T, I will write, is equal to emissivity, Stefan's constant, area, T to the power 4. In this present problem, it is mentioned that two bodies A and B having equal surface area. This is remains same. Okay, and Stefan's constant and emissivity are remain same. In a given time means T is also remains same. Hence, Q proportional to T to the power 4. Then thermal radiation emitted in a given time, A and B ratio, QA by QB is equal to raised to 4. We know that this must be in Kelvin. You know, A is at 10 degrees Celsius, but we want in Kelvin. Kelvin, if you convert, it will be 283, it will be 293. Then ratio options are given here, but you must remember that first option, second option, third, fourth, if you solve without a calculator 100%, it is not possible to get the correct answer. That's why we have to go for approximation method. Here second option, I'll start 1 by 2. When we can get 1 by 2 means if it is 1 by root 2 by 2, if it is like this raised to square, then only we can get this answer. Means it is a root of this root 2, means it is root of 0.70. root 2 means root of root 2, then only we can get it. Root of root 2, then it is possible. Okay, but here 1 by root of root 2 is not there, not possible. When it is 1 by 4, it is 1 by 4 when 1 by root 2 to the power 4, but you know it is not 1 by root 2. 1 by 16, 1 by 16 is possible when it is 1 by 2 raised to 4, but it is not 1 by 2. Hence this is not possible. Only possibility is first one. Therefore first option is correct. Next, if radius of a star is r and it acts as a black body, what would be the temperature of the star in which rate of energy production is Q? You know, rate of energy production means indirectly power. Power is given as Q. Here power is given as Q. Okay, and the radius of the star is R. Okay, then we'll go for prediction method. They are asking for temperature T. You know, in this formula T, we have T to the power 4. To get T, whatever we are getting should have raised to 1 by 4. In all options, here we don't have raised to 1 by 4. Here we don't have raised to 1 by 4. Here yes we have, here also we have. Okay. Here it means first and second options are directly wrong. They are directly wrong. Only possibility is C and D. Out of C and D also I can say, you know that here P and Q are directly proportional. Means we are expecting Q in the numerator. Here Q is in the numerator in fourth option. Hence answer is 4. Or otherwise simplify, you can get your answer. I don't want to write in detail. Now, the radiant energy from a sun incident normally at the surface of Earth is 20 kilocalorie per meter square per minute. What would have been radiant energy incident normally on the Earth if sun had a temperature twice of the present value? I think this is also easy for us, right? That is, when temperature is doubled, what happens? Once again we have to use the same. Kilocalorie per meter square per minute means indirectly it is intensity. You know, intensity is directly proportional to fourth power of the temperature. So now T dash, so or otherwise I dash by I can be written as T dash by T to the power 4. You know, T dash is equal to 2 times of T. Hence I dash. Initial intensity is 20. is equal to T dash by T is 2 to the power 4. So I think it's 16. I dash can be written as, I think it's 16, 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 into 20. So 320 is answer. Okay. Or otherwise directly we can say it is calculation method, prediction method. Already 20. If temperature is doubled, double means if it is 2 times, anyway it is having raised to power 4. Means if it is 2 times, then intensity will increases by 16 times. 16 times. So therefore it is multiplied by 16. Multiplied by 16 means it will be 320. Okay. Here next problem. Assuming sun to have a spherical outer surface of radius r, radiating like a black body at temperature T degrees Celsius. The power received by a unit surface, normally incident rays, at a distance r from the center of the sun is, see it is a sun of radius r, so at a distance of capital R, what is the energy received per unit area is the question. Okay, we know that asking for energy received per unit area. Okay, this is how much. Before going to solve, I'll predict the answers, prediction method. As we know that this problem is based on Stephen's law, because asking for emission of radiations. Emission of radiation means in that one we get temperature raised to 4. Means here temperature raised to 4, temperature raised to 4, temperature raised to 4, temperature raised to 4. But one more thing we must know, that here given is in degree Celsius, we want in Kelvin. Means we have to convert this degree Celsius into Kelvin. To convert degree Celsius into Kelvin, we have to add 273. You know, in these two options, 273 is not added. Hence, these two are not possible. Only possibility is B and D option. So, what is the difference between B and D? Here, in numerator is same in both, only difference is denominator. 4 pi r square, r square. Okay, so we know that Q by A is how much? Q means energy emitted. Energy emitted is given by Stephen's constant, area into T plus 273 raised to 4 divided by area in which it is distributed, that is 4 pi r square. We know that sigma, this is the area of the body which is emitting the radiations, that is 4 pi r square into T plus 273 raised to 4 divided by 4 pi r square. This 4 pi get cancelled. Hence we get only r square in the denominator. So fourth option. Next. It is, I think it's one of the CBSE PMT 1999, I think. It is from CBSE PMT. Please try this problem. Okay, it is given that a sphere at a temperature 600 Kelvin when temperature is 600 Kelvin, placed in an environment whose temperature is 200 Kelvin, its rate of cooling is H. If temperature is reduced to 400 Kelvin, what is its rate of cooling is a question. In the same environment, means the rate of cooling is nothing but rate of emission of radiations. As you know here, rate of emission of radiations is directly proportional to, when surrounding has a temperature, then we can say temperature of the body raised to 4 minus temperature of the surrounding raised to 4. Actually, this is not necessary to solve. It is easy. If you take this, it is over. But problem is way of simplification. Okay, see how. I dash by I. Okay, rate of cooling in the same environment means asking for I divided by I dash. I divided by I dash. So in case of I means first case, it is 600 Kelvin. 600 Kelvin means I'll write 6 into 10 to the power 4 raised to 4 minus temperature of the surrounding is 100 means 2. It is 10 to the power 2 raised to 4 whole divided by, in second case it is 400. 4 into 10 to the power 2 raised to 4 minus 2 into 10 to the power 2 raised to 4. See here, 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 2, I can take common. 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 2, I can take common. When we take common, they get cancelled. That's why directly I can write, it is like 6 raised to 4 minus 2 raised to 4 whole divided by 4 raised to 4 minus 2 raised to 4. This I can write 6 square whole square minus 2 square whole square divided by 4 square whole square minus 2 square whole square. It is like a square minus b square. Expand using a square minus b square. You know that it is 36. A square minus b square is nothing but a plus b into a minus b. 36 plus 4. 36 minus 4 whole divided by 16 plus 4. 16 minus 4. It is a 40. It is into 32 divided by 20 into 12. Hope you can simplify, right? This is 2. These are 8. Okay. I think it is 16 divided by 3 must be the answer. Means second option. 12th problem. A body cools from 50 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius in 5 minutes. The surrounding temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. What further time in minute will it cool to 30 degrees Celsius? Okay. Please just you try. Wait for a minute, please. See here, a body decreases its temperature. 50 degrees Celsius becomes 40 degrees Celsius in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, and 40 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. What is the time taken when surrounding temperature is 20 degrees Celsius? Means it is based on Newton's law of cooling. There I said dt by dt is equal to constant in bracket theta final plus theta initial plus theta final divided by 2 minus theta surrounding. So we know that difference in the temperature is nothing but 50 minus 40. In first case 50 minus 40. Time taken is 5 minutes is equal to k. Direct and right. 50 plus 40 is 90. 90 by 2 is 45. Minus surrounding temperature is 20. Directly I can say it is a 2. Yes, is equal to 25k. Right? In second case, same. Direct level, right? 40 minus 30 is 10. Divided by time is required is equal to k. Directly 30 plus 40 70. 70 by 2 is 35. 35 minus 20. So 10 by t is equal to k is nothing but 2 by 25. 2 by 25. This is nothing but 15. Okay. Then 5 3s are 5 5s are cross multiply, t can be written as, I think it's a 50 divided by 6 means 25 by 3. Third option. In previous problem, what will be its temperature 5 minutes after reaching 40 degrees Celsius. In the same problem, when it reaches 40 degrees Celsius, in next 5 minutes, what is the final temperature? Say here to here, if it is theta dash, then it is also 5 minutes. Is the question. Means when it reaches 40 degrees Celsius, in first 5 minutes, it reduces from 50 to 40. In next 5 minutes, how much it reduces is the question. Okay, then here we have the answer. We know that same. In second case here, 40 minus theta dash by 5 is equal to k. Here 40 plus theta dash by 2 minus 20. Hope you can simplify to get theta dash. 40 minus theta dash by 5 is equal to k is nothing but 2 by 25. In bracket 40 plus theta dash, if I take LCM it will be minus 40 by 2. Simplify. 5 ones are 5 fives are 2 cancel. If I take that this by this side, this 40 get cancels. I think it's 200 minus 5 theta dash is equal to theta dash. So overall theta dash will be equal to 200 divided by 6 or 100 divided by 3 degrees Celsius. That is the second option. So I think last two problems I solved a little bit fast. Okay. And this completes our thermal properties of matter. Almost in 13 to 14 videos we have finished this topic. I think in this present topic we have solved 70 to 80 problems. Next we'll start thermodynamics. Okay, next video we'll meet in thermodynamics.